Doing well. Okay, so this is Daniel. This is on duty. And Daniel, can you walk us through how the system works and what it's all about?
Yeah. So what it's all about in general is if you go to a standard boat or a camper or caravan, you will get in there and you have at least 10 of the control systems to different views, and like the heating control, you have water control, you have 230 control, all these in a row, which are all totally ugly. And the main aim of the system is actually to replace this tons of control systems with one touch screen and do anything in this.
By ugly, you mean that they are not integrated and there's a bunch of different not connected
really
stuff.
ugly, so they look like a mixture of 50s, 60s and 70s, but no one looks like it should actually in the age of handy or IoT devices. So it's more or less like old switchers and yeah, just ugly stuff.
Okay.
No, I'd like to see it. And that's what came out actually. This is our main control unit. It's a touchscreen display. And on this touchscreen display, you can control anything that's implemented in your camper, no matter if it's a heating system, if you want to get knowledge about the air quality, for example, if you want to turn on lights, if you want to turn on the pumps, a 12-volt system, or 230 system in a caravan or yacht, you can all just do it with this control unit, or the touchscreen. This is more or less the heart of the whole system, or we call it core, where all signals run together. And these are two of our boxes where you can control with this one power systems, like switch here up to 20 amps. For pumps, for any big systems, and this one is a light control, which can handle 8 light outputs. And for example, with this one, you could just control 2 RGBA stripes, or up to, let's say, 8 lines of standard LEDs, which then looks like. I gotta find the right button on, not this one, sure, but this one. You can set up any light you would like to, the light color, and can also then dim it to a level where it's not, it's good for your house actually. So we have it in our camper, for example. There is also an ambient light in it, but if you turn it on by total, it's consuming up to, I think, 11 or 20 watts even, but we just need 10% actually of the light to have an ambient light, so it saves 90% of the light just by having such a system. Here you can see, for example, the water levels in the camper or the yacht. We have up to 5 inputs for water levels. Like black water, fresh water. We can also show gas, like propane or diesel, gasoline, and black water tank if the camper is big enough for the yacht.
Sure.
And on this here, you can control up to 3 heating zones in a camper. We can just control it by let's say a manual heating system, or we consume an installed bus system like some heating systems of German vendors. We can just directly control over this. We can also then choose what type of, let's say, you want it on gas or on electro drive, the heating system. You want heating, you want air conditioner.
Okay.
We can all control this. We also have a night setback. So the heating system will be set automatically in an amount of time to a different level, so you don't have to type it any evening like we did it normally in our camper up to 14 degrees down at night. It will do it automatically. And here you will just control the heat level, or actually the temperature of the zone. Switch the zone on, and from this moment on, we will then talk to the devices and tell them what they got to do in the background. So you don't need to have a hassle with it. Here you can see the current view on the battery system. No matter what battery system is implemented, we talk to some battery monitors. or with some vendors also directly with batteries and the BMS in the battery, so you don't need to spend extra money on such a thing, which is a battery monitor. And here on this page, we talk to solar chargers, where you can see the yield today, for example, yield yesterday, the total that ever came, the max ever came, and the current state of the solar system. And we can consume up to 3 solar chargers and accumulate those values then to have it more readable for the consumer.
Awesome.
Here would be the air quality. Actually, here's an air quality sensor in it, so it would then show you if the air quality is good or bad or whatever. And we also control then like bands, for example, if the air quality is getting too bad. We can also control like outputs, different outputs, depending on the state of the battery. Which, for example, makes it easier or actually makes it first time usable, that you use the solar energy if your batteries are full for a different purpose. So, for example, we have a car that uses the solar energy, let's say at noon, if the batteries are already charged to 100%, and then switches on a water heater and generates from the solar energy warm water, so you have it in the evening if you want it. But otherwise the solar changer was just shut down, and all the energy that it could produce from the sun would just be blown away.
Okay, so you take care of smart management of energy to make sure that
it's a little bit like green caravanning, and that's what we are also for. You could also use it for example, for fridges that you use. So in a caravan in standard, you have those fridges that can also run on propane or on 12 volt, for example. And if you are standing free somewhere in the nature, you normally run on propane because there's probably not enough energy. But we can, for example, then handle it that if the batteries are full, also we switch the fridge to 12 volts to consume the solar energy over the day, and then back to propane if the sun's going down to not discharge the battery.
Fantastic.
And so we also then have a reserve on the propane.
Okay, so to summarize, the system controls the air quality measurement, temperature, light, solar panels, dirty water, clean water.
Yeah, so you could say nearly anything that is in a car.
Okay, what if anybody has their special sensor that they would want to attach to the system? Is it possible?
Could be depending on the sensor. So we also have some sensors in the hand, but they are not certified right now. So
all right.
That's more or less
okay,
the thing. So we are, for example, we have a radon sensor. Not sure if somebody would need it someday.
Exactly.
But you could have it if you're driving, for example, to the UDSSR or so. You could have a radon sensor under your car to tell you, okay, it's better to drive away here or to stay here.
But 99.9% is covered with what you service right now.
Actually, what is generally installed now in a car is implemented there. You can control nearly anything that will be implemented. What's now available in the camper market.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Daniel.
You're welcome.